in this video, as promised, if you've watched any of our previous videos, we are going to be talking about Disney. And I am so excited for this. We go to Disney typically once a year, and we've gone for the past 3 years, so this will be our 4th year. So I am really excited to hop on here with you guys for a short moment and just kind of briefly walk through the beginning stages of our planning for our Disney trip. So I do spend a lot of time kind of putting together the plans and the trip info and itinerary. My husband doesn't really get too involved in this portion of it. It's mostly me. But I do really enjoy doing it. So it doesn't bother me to kind of take that task on and take the reins essentially. So I am going to be just quickly taking you through today the beginning stages. So looking at DVC or Disney Vacation Club rentals. So we are not part of DVC, but I've seen a lot of other people utilizing the DVC Vacation Club rentals. And I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but I'm going to walk through that because I think this is going to be our first time using it. So I'm a little anxious almost because I've never used it before, so I don't know what to expect, but I'm going to take you guys along with us so that you can learn from myself. And then I'm also going to be booking part of our trip through an Airbnb because we kind of split our stay a lot of the times because we do have some family down in the Spring Hill area, which is probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours from the Orlando area. So we split our stay there, and it's my brother-in-law, his wife, and their kids that we go to see and spend time there as well. So we'll be splitting that, and then also going through and purchasing the Disney tickets. So I'm going to take you along to do all of that. So I hope you're as excited as I am. And I do have a little guest starring with us today. We have 2 bearded dragons as well as our 2 dogs, and I think you can kind of see the little pug right there in the corner and our other dogs hanging out outside. It is gorgeous outside today, guys. We live in central Illinois. It is so nice outside. It has no business being this nice in August, that's for sure. But here's one of our bearded dragons. This is Flint. So he's gonna hang out with me. He likes to be outside when the weather is nice. So he's gonna hang out with us today as we go through and do this. And so yeah, I just wanted to address that because you're probably like, what the heck is that thing? That is our bearded dragon, one of them. The other one is Olaf, Disney, right? And he is a white bearded dragon. So we're gonna do that, and then yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I'm super excited to do this with you today. All right, guys, so here I am just doing a screen capture on my phone for you real quick. And this is just quickly kind of giving you an overview of the DVC rentals. And this is a website that I'm using for the first time. And you can check it out a couple different ways. You can check for availability where you send them what you're looking for and they try and find you something. Or you can browse the open availability, the ones that are already confirmed. So when we booked, we did book one that was already confirmed. And I will say, I'll show you kind of at the tail end of this, you don't immediately just pay and book for it. You do have to go and submit a request essentially. And it took them about 24 hours to email me back. And I am currently still awaiting the final approval from, I think, like the person who's renting out the DVC points to book where we're staying. We are going to be staying at Old Key West Resort. This is just an example that I'm showing you. And I will say our price was about 50% off of the normal price what it books for. So it was a significant savings. So this is absolutely a good way for you guys. If you're looking to stay at like a higher end resort, this is the way to do it for sure and get it at a cheaper price point. Because we were actually looking to stay at Port Orleans Riverside. And I'll tell you what, guys, for us to spend 3 nights there versus the 4 nights, it was going to be more than the $1,000. So we're staying at a higher tier resort for an extra day and paying less. So it was definitely worth it to check this site out. So I absolutely do recommend doing that if it's something you're looking for. So definitely recommend. I will give more feedback toward the end once I've gotten the final approval and we see how it goes. I'll be sure to pass that info on to you. Here is the other portion of our trip. So while most of our trip is going to be spent at Disney, we are spending a bit of time in Hernando Beach or the Spring Hill area, which is just about like an hour and a half to 2 hours away from Orlando. So we still have family down in Florida. We are originally from Florida. So we do like to spend some time with them. So we'll spend a couple of days there before we transfer on over to the Disney portion of our vacation. And I just wanted to point this out too because it kind of comes into play when we talk about budgeting. Our vacation is going to look like. So you've already seen kind of the DVC site, and you've seen that we're not only going to be staying at Disney, but we're going to be staying in the Hernando Beach, Spring Hill area, which is about like an hour and a half to 2 hours from Orlando. So it is more on the coast there. So it's kind of more of a beachy area, natural, like nature, stuff like that, outdoorsy. So it's definitely a kind of change of pace essentially from going to Disney, which is like a huge big city, versus something that's more calm, laid back, chilled. So we really do enjoy that. And plus our family is there, so we get to spend time with them, which we love doing as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop up a couple things on the screen as I talk through this with you guys. But you might see me looking away from the camera for just a moment because I'm going to reference it on my laptop because we're going to talk about budget. So what is Disney going to cost in 2027? So for us, what our plans look like. So we are going to be leaving on a Friday. We do not fly, we drive. So that's something that could be a bit different for you guys. But we do drive, we don't do the flights. So that does actually save us quite a bit of money. So we are in central Illinois, so it's about a 16-hour drive time for us, but what we do is we split that drive up into 2 separate days, essentially. So we will leave on a Friday, kind of afternoonish time, maybe like 12 o'clock. So my husband and I will work half days, and then we'll go pick up our son from school early, and then we will head out. So then what we'll do is we'll typically get to just past or south of Atlanta. South of Atlanta. I'm kind of going backwards here. And then we will stop overnight. And then the next morning we'll typically have about a 5-hour drive, 6-hour drive. So we kind of split it up that way. And we've done that probably for our last 3 or 4 trips down there. And it's worked out great for us. So that's what we'll typically do. And that gets us down in Florida on Saturday. On Saturday, typically around 1, 2 o'clock, just depending on traffic and how early we leave the hotel. So with that, we will look at probably doing some nice family dinner that night with the family that's down there and check into our Airbnb, which isn't until at 4 o'clock. And you guys saw the pictures of our Airbnb. It's a beautiful place. We've not stayed there before, but we're excited to give it a try. And it does actually come with free golf carts that you saw in one of the pictures parked out in front of the garage. So that'll be really nice because the area that we stay there on Hernando Beach, you can just take that golf cart and there's a bunch of restaurants just up the road. So that'll be really nice to have. So from that, we will do a family day on Sunday, still in the Hernando Beach area. So we'll hang out. I don't know exactly what we're going to do yet, but we'll find something to do. And then Monday, we're going to start our way over to the Orlando area. So my husband and my brother-in-law, they love disc golf. So my brother-in-law got my husband hooked on disc golf. Yay for me. Which you can see behind me, all those discs, you can see them. Yeah, that's his hobby, and a little bit on that side too. And I have some in front of me as well. So they are going to take a day to do disc golf, and I'm more than happy to let them do that. I enjoy the fact that he gets to spend time with his brother because he does not get to see him often. So it is important that he gets that time just with his brother. So what we'll do is we will transfer over. There's a place called Claremont, which is kind of in between the Spring Hill, Hernando area and the Orlando area. And they have a nice disc golf course there, that they've been wanting to play for quite some time. So we're gonna give them the opportunity to do that this time. So they'll do that on Monday, and then hopefully we'll do another family dinner that night with everyone out, possibly in Claremont, maybe in Orlando. we'll kind of have to see how that goes. And then on Tuesday, we will now be in Disney. So we will have checked into Old Key West, which is where we're staying, thanks to the DVC. And we will have a free day that day. We're not going to be doing any theme parks that day as of right now. So we plan on doing like an airboat tour if we're able to. And if we can't do an airboat tour due to weather, maybe we would go to Gatorland. Or they've got a ton of trampoline parks and stuff like that. They've got so many things to do there that even if none of that works out, like outdoor stuff, we will find something to do that day as a family. So, and then this would just be the portion where it's just my husband, our son, and myself. And our son is 7 years old. At the time, actually, though, he'll be 8 years old. He will have just turned 8. So we do like to do these trips in January. I don't know if I've mentioned that yet. This is going to be in January. And his birthday is in January, so we do like to kind of throw in his little birthday stuff too on these trips. So that's what we'll do Tuesday. And then Wednesday will be our Disney theme park day. We're gonna do Epcot this year. And as of right now, that's probably the only one we'll do. We may go to Hollywood Studios. I'm not sure just yet, but as of right now, we're just gonna do Epcot. And maybe Hollywood Studios if we decide to throw that in as well, but we'll probably think on that a little bit longer before we make that decision. We were going to do Epcot and Animal Kingdom, but Animal Kingdom has a bunch of stuff still kind of under construction, and a portion of the park is not going to be accessible because of that. So I kind of wanted to just hold off on that in hopes that maybe the next round we go to Disney, those will all be open and we'll do Animal Kingdom then. So that would be my plan for that. And then on Thursday, it's another free day for us. So we're going to hang out at the resort. We're going to enjoy it. Dependent upon the weather, we'll go swimming because their pools are heated, I think, to like 82 degrees. So the pools are nice and warm. So it'll just depend. If it's too cold, then clearly even with a heated pool, it's not going to be fun. So we'll just have to see what the weather does for us. But maybe check out that. And then the place that we're staying, the Old Key West, it does actually have the boat ferry that takes you directly to Disney Springs. Disney Springs is a must for us with your family. It's a place you can go and spend literally no money, or you can go and spend a ton of money. So they have a lot of like free events that go on there. They've got like live music playing. You can just hang out and watch that. They've got a ton of stores. You can just store hop. They've got hot air balloon rides that, of course, you're going to pay for that, but they've got hot air balloon rides. They've got like the car that drives into the water and kind of takes you all around the little springs area. We've not done that, but we've seen that. And I know they've also got some shows. They've got a movie theater. They've got bowling. They've got so many restaurants and so many shopping stores, like a lot of the high-end stores. So we don't typically go for that purpose, but even just to go and walk around is so much fun to do. And there's so much to see and look at, and the Lego store is out there, and they've got a station for the kids to build things. It's just a really great experience. So you can make it a super cheap evening by just going to hang out, or you can make it an expensive evening and go out there to get the food. So we've eaten at Rainforest Cafe, and we've eaten at T-Rex Cafe, and we've also eaten at a couple other restaurants I can't think of off the top of my head, but they're really good. Gideon's Bake Shop is out there too. The cookies, I don't know if you've heard of them, but definitely look that up. We've had that and they are absolutely delicious. So definitely a great option. One of those nights we do plan to go for a full like dinner, dessert, hang out, walk around, enjoy type of thing. So that'll be on Thursday. And then Friday is our checkout day at Old Key West. So I'm not sure yet, still undetermined, if we're gonna head home Friday or if we're gonna maybe stay one more night just elsewhere. Typically we wouldn't leave till Saturday, but with DVC, this was a pre-booked type thing, so I could only use the dates that it was available for, and it is a checkout for Friday, which is fine. We've just got to decide what we want to do. So on the screen, you'll be able to see a breakout of kind of our itinerary and then what we're going to be doing for food and what the typical cost for that will look like. So for us, we do travel, and I know this is going to sound crazy, guys. Bear with me. We travel with our espresso machine, so we try and do breakfast and stuff and coffees inside the resorts or the Airbnbs and stuff like that. And I'll tell you what, the reason we do that is it saves us so much money. I mean, nowadays you're easily paying $10 or more for just like a medium coffee. That's crazy. And if you add that up, it doesn't make financial sense to us. So we like to limit that as much as possible, and we do grocery shop when we're there. We bring our food with us. So we definitely have breakfast in the Airbnb and the resorts quite often. We're not going to be doing it every morning because you're on vacation. You want to enjoy it and explore and try some of the food options. But we will definitely be having food in the hotel room as well. And the hotel room that we're going to be staying in does have a microwave. So we can certainly bring some stuff like that. And it has like the mini cooler type fridge as well. So we'll definitely be bringing some snacks, and we'll definitely be bringing some breakfast items that we can put together right there in the hotel room. Cereal is a good one, and so is oatmeal. And those specifically, if you get like the milk, it's in the kids aisle, I believe, and it's like shelf stable milk. If you get that and just put it in the fridge, perfect way to do it. Because a lot of the fridges, like the mini fridges at Disney, are not actual refrigerators, they're just coolers. So they essentially only cool to a certain degree, but it's not enough to keep it like refrigerator cold. So just keep that in mind. If you just get shelf stable, we've done that on a few of our trips, works perfect. So that is another option as well. So that is how we save ourselves some money, is that we do not force ourselves to go out every night and put that on our back that we have to do that, because it gets very expensive. So we're gonna move over to the actual budget for this trip. So again, I apologize if you see me looking off screen. I'm looking at what you guys are going to be looking at on the screen once I get it added to the screen. So you'll see here our lodging is first. So Old Key West is going to cost us $1,000 for a check-in on Monday, a check-out on Friday. So total of, I believe it's 4 nights. So that's $1,000, and we got half off on that cost, guys. Insane. If I would have booked that through Disney, it would have easily been, I think when I looked at it, it was $550 per night. So we got it about half off. So absolute huge savings. Our Airbnb, $631.09, and our Airbnb is for 2 nights. So it's going to be from Saturday to check out on Monday. And I have it highlighted in blue because here's another budget saving tip. So we save our credit card points. Our credit card is what we primarily use. We just use our one like top of the wallet credit card. And I think we get like 1 or 2% back on purchases. And we use that to pay for everything. And then we just automatically pay it off like right after we use the credit card, you know. We don't wait for the interest to build on it. We don't wait for any of that. We just use it within our means. So if we have enough money to buy something, we just buy it on that, and then we just pay it with our debit card. So that is how we do that, and we gain a ton of points that way. So we were able to pay for our Airbnb with points. We are not paying that $631. Our points are paying for that. So we don't pay for that at all. So that's wonderful. That's a great way to go about some cost savings. And then an overnight hotel, like I said, on our drive home, or our drive to Florida, we do a 1-night stay. It's typically around $160, $170. And then our transportation is our gas, and we will pay roughly around $300 in gas. That's pretty standard for us on our trips. And then also for our Epcot passes, so for the 3 of us to go, it is $550.61. For a 1-day ticket, it is not a park hopper, it's just your standard ticket. And then fast passes, or lightning lanes. I don't know what they call them. They've changed it recently since we were last there. But I will say we 100% get those lightning lanes. It is worth every single penny of it. When I looked it up today, the price for the day that we're going to go is a Wednesday, so I priced it on like a Wednesday day. And it looks like it was going to cost us $75 for that. And it is worth every penny. I don't know about your kids or even yourself, but your kid's not going to want to wait in line for 30 to 40 minutes to get on a ride. Let's just face it. You know, I know my kid won't. And even I get antsy at that point. So we recommend it. We've gotten it every time we've went, and we've been able to get on every ride we wanted to get on. And I think there was only one time we had to actually wait in line, and that was Slinky Dog, because I wasn't able to get that pass quick enough in the morning, so we weren't able to use it, and that was a miserable wait. I mean, it was worth it because I guess it was Slinky Dog and it was really fun, but that was the longest line we waited in. Everything else was Fast Pass. So we definitely recommend it. I recommend it for you. If it's something you can budget, do it. If it's something you can't, that's a way to save yourself some money. So entirely what works for you and your family and your budget. So then I have an airboat tour on here. So again, I don't know that we're going to do that. It's going to be very weather dependent, but that will be about $160 for us. If we don't do that, we'll just sub that price in for whatever else we're going to, do that day. And then all of our food, I briefly spoke on this already, so I'm not going to get too deep into this. But that's kind of what this breaks out to that we looked at before when I was talking about the budgeting for food. That just pulls over to this sheet. So it just automatically comes over to here if I change it on that other one. And so groceries. I talked about that we do groceries. We absolutely do groceries. And we use our same $200 budget that we use on a regular basis. So it's not something that we're having to pull or save extra for. We're just using the $200 budget that we already set aside, and we're going to put it to that. And that's another thing you could take into consideration too. If you are someone who doesn't want to have a bunch of groceries and you would just prefer go out, take that $200 that you would usually use and put it toward your food budget. And it's not something then that you have to save for. Keep that in mind. And then souvenirs for us. We don't go crazy on souvenirs, but we do souvenirs. We each usually get something, and we budget about $100 per person for that. So that turns out to be $300 for us. And then, so the grand total for our vacation would be $4,456.70. But again, keeping in mind that we didn't pay for $631 of that. And some other tips that I have that I wanted to share with you guys, because you don't see it on the screen here directly, but we bought two $500 gift cards from Sam's Club. And if you buy them on Sam's Club, if you do have a membership, or if you know somebody with a membership, you can save yourself money by buying the gift cards in advance and then using them at Disney. So what would have been $500, we paid $484.98 for the gift card. So essentially, it works out to about $30 of savings. So for us to buy those two gift cards, we didn't pay $1,000. We paid a smaller portion of that, and we saved ourselves $30 out of that $1,000. So that's perfect. That essentially paid for a lunch. And then we do have a Disney credit card that I signed up for a couple years back for one of our trips. So that trip we got super cheap because we had so many points, like credit card points, that we transferred into our vacation. And we also had signed up for the Disney credit card. And guys, please don't take this to heart or take it a wrong way or anything like that. We are very smart about our credit cards. And again, this is a credit card that does not carry a balance on it, but we use it every so often. And I do have some points even still that I can use for our upcoming trip. I want to say right now we've got like $45 or $50 that I have on there. So again, that's going to pay for all of us to eat lunch. It's not huge, but it is a savings. And I looked at their website real quick, and this is not me coming to tell you to get a credit card. I am not telling you to get a credit card. But if you're in a situation where it's feasible and it's smart for you guys, they do offer a program through Disney that if you sign up for their credit card and you get approved, and I think there are other stipulations, like you have to put so much on the card and then you earn back money, but you can earn back up to $500 towards your trip. So that is another way that, again, if you are financially stable enough to pull this, I'm not telling you to get a credit card, I want to be very clear on that, but that is something you could do. We did it on our one trip, and we just literally, whatever we put on that card, we immediately paid it off, and we got a $300 credit, and I used that to pay for our tickets for one day. So I was able to get that particular vacation extremely cheap because we had a bunch of points and we had that $300, and we bought gift cards from Sam's Club to save us money. We saved a lot of money on that trip. I'm not quite set up to do that because we've already got the Visa card for them. So it doesn't work that way for people who are already on the card. So, but we will use our points that we have, and we will buy more gift cards before we go to get a savings. So again, even though it's small, I want those savings before we go because every little bit will help. And I know Target, if you have their red card, I want to say you get 5% back on purchases, and I think it includes gift cards. And Kroger, I know, also does something with their gift cards when you buy Disney gift cards through them. I'm not too familiar with the Target or the Kroger ones. Those are just ones that I've heard of other people using. So I don't know exactly how those work, but you can check that out for yourself if it's something that you're interested in doing. But I think that's pretty much it for this video. I know this wasn't as exciting as your typical like Disney video, but those are coming. I promise they are. I am going to take you guys along the way with everything. And I wanted to share the budget because I don't know that I've really ever seen any other Disney vloggers actually share the true budget. And this is coming from your typical standard person. I don't get any benefits or perks. Clearly, I'm new to doing YouTubing. Barely get any views half the time. I'm hoping to change that though. I need you guys to help change that. But this is all coming out of our pocket. We save for this every year. We know we do it. So it is a big trip for us, but it's the biggest trip we take all year round. And we do everything that we can to make it as cheap as possible so that we can make these trips happen to build these memories with our son. So that's very important to us. So that is something we definitely put effort into each year to make sure that we can make this happen. But anyway, I'm gonna let you guys off here, and I appreciate you hanging out with me. I hope you made it all the way to the end, and just know that more content is coming when we really start to dig in, plan it out, start purchasing like the lightning lanes, and start scheduling and booking reservations for food, because you can't do those till 60 days out, and lightning lane will be able to do 7 days out. And I'm going to also let you know how the DVC goes, because again, I've not gotten that final confirmation yet. So once I do get that, I'll walk you through and kind of talk you through what all that looked like as well. But yes, definitely more prepping, more packing, and preparing for the trip and everything like that is to come. And of course, we're going to take you along with us because, well, why not? It'll be fun, right? And we'll be sitting in a car for 16 hours. So I can take that time to maybe show you some of our stops along the way as well. But thank you guys again so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more upcoming Disney content. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.